My name is Ian Walsh, and this is the Moment Money Matters with Hard Money Bankers. Today's topic is going to be leverage versus not leverage, versus no leverage. You're going to see, or I see a lot of buy and hold guys. This is the decision they have to make. Do they aggressively pay down their principals, or do they aggressively leverage, or do they have a combination of the two, which is the best strategy and why? So a couple things to consider when deciding how much leverage you want to apply to a property is one, how deep are your pockets? Two, how deep did you buy the property? And three, how much cash flow do you need in case something goes wrong? So, for example, if somebody leverages, say, 10 properties, very, very high, 90 cents on the dollar, and they extract all the cash and they use it and they put it back into the property and so forth, or whatever they're going to do. Problem is, 10 properties, if three or four of them go into an eviction, do you have the cash flow now at the much higher 90% monthly mortgage rate as you would have at, say, the 60% that maybe you had before? So if five go into eviction or three go into eviction or whatever it may be, and you're losing 3 months worth of payments on three properties, I don't know, call it $4,000 or $5,000 a month. Are you able to sustain that now that you're at 90% versus maybe it was $2,000 a month if you were at 60%? So you need to determine your own pockets, assume worst case scenario, and then find out if you're still okay with that number. As far as obviously the end goal is to own those things, well, not always, not obviously. Owning them free and clear is a lot less stressful because you have no monthly mortgage to cover if something goes wrong. You're okay, your cash flow is pure. Personally, my own personal taste is free and clear. Doesn't mean it's necessarily the right strategy, but if you're going to be running with leverage, you really need to assess your monthly cash flow when something goes wrong and how you can sustain, because there's not much room for error at 85, 90% leverage versus, say, 60%, 50% and aggressively paying down a principal. So really, really don't look at the upside of or the aggressive side of a long-term rental, because it's definitely a marathon. It's not a sprint. So really consider those downsides and say, am I okay with that? And if you are, then you can be in a good position. So that's my thoughts on leverage versus free and clear. And if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, it's Ian Walsh. On Facebook, it's Ian Walsh, or you can email me directly, ian@hardmoneybankers.com.